Orlando Brown has shared a surprising video revealing the celebrities he claims to have interacted with. He mentions Diddy, Busta Rhymes, and Usher, and shares unexpected details about his alleged experiences with Diddy.
What you made love with? Busta airport too. Never from South Africa. He didn't know you. You smashed her. Oh, you made love to Drake. Bro, you smashed a lot of people.
Orlando Brown is making headlines again for his alleged connection to Diddy, with claims that are stirring conversation in the industry. In a recent interview on Cam Capone News, Orlando Brown shared a story about Diddy using cryptic phrases like "ush gash mosh," which has left many puzzled about the meaning behind his remarks.
You know, Diddy and Jay-Z, Auntie Sean and Auntie Yolanda, no matter how many contracts you try to take out on my life, no matter how many times you try to threaten my family or threaten people to stay away from me, no matter how many things you try to do to me, and how many things you tried to do to me, it ain't working. Don't play with somebody that you know not trust on.
Orlando Brown has recently made claims involving several celebrities, including Usher, Busta Rhymes, and Will Smith, in connection with Diddy. He alleges that Diddy behaved inappropriately during private gatherings. Brown also claims that a video exists, allegedly showing Diddy and Will Smith in a compromising situation, and suggests it may be released to the public soon. In response, during a recent concert near San Diego, Will Smith publicly denied any association with Diddy, stating, "I don't have anything to do with Puffy," and dismissed the rumors as false.
I got in my Diddy mode. I'm sorry, I started licking my lip. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yo, Diddy, you gave me the ooshkash goosmash. You gave me the ooshkash muaf, the smooshmash. Diddy. Yeah, son. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You gave me the ooshkash muash. I love it, yo. I love it. You gave me the ooshkash muash.
And
that ooshkash muash. You know what I'm talking about, Diddy? Diddy.
Busta Rhymes is another name that has come up in connection to Orlando Brown and Diddy. Make Homie CC claims that many people in the industry are aware of Busta Rhymes' preferences and that producers often arrange for young men to be present at his concerts. He also alleges that exploitation is a widespread issue in Hollywood and the music industry, with young individuals being taken advantage of, and suggests that some high-profile celebrities and politicians are involved in covering up these events behind closed doors.
We're in right now, it's really hard for y'all to discern what's real and what's true, you know? And I've been seeing y'all memes and stuff. People be making memes. I see the memes. I said, no, some of that stuff is funny. Some of it's funny. But I haven't addressed any of this publicly, but I just want to say this very clearly. I don't have to do with Puffy, so y'all can stop all them memes. I can stop all of that. I ain't been nowhere near no damn freak off. Listen, I do enough of my own. Don't be putting me in other people's. I ain't been nowhere near that man. I ain't did none of that stupid. So, whenever y'all hear it, if somebody say that, it's a damn lie. I don't even like baby oil. That's not funny. But I haven't said that publicly. I just said y'all the first time. I usually don't respond to dumb stuff because it's like people. It's so many things people say, so much stuff, but you know that one it was your memes was doing too much. Y'all was having me mad.
A person claiming to be Diddy's former employee has come forward, identifying celebrities that Diddy is alleged to have connections with. In May 2018, Jonathan A. was arrested in connection with a shooting at Trump's National Doral golf course in Miami. During questioning about why he tried to shoot at the golf course, Jonathan mentioned that Diddy had been using him as a slave and that the gay mafia in Hollywood had been forcing him to commit crimes.
Now, Busta Rhymes before. Oh, yeah. Some of these videos. Oh, yeah. Super Zest Monster. For sure, bro. That's my thing, bro. Like, this been common knowledge, though. Like, all my promoter homies would always say, we gotta bring some, what they call them. I'm not gonna say them. They call them fun boys. Yeah, say we gotta have some fun boys in the section for Busta. So, you know, I bodyguarded for Ghostface Killer before. You feel me? And being around him, you hear things. You feel me? I'm like, damn. And my auntie like the biggest Busta Rhymes fan. You feel me? Like every cookout she playing all his little Saints rapping, all of that. Him and Craig Mack playing that, bro. On my soul, I'm out with a group of people. This time I was with Don Benjamin. You familiar with him? Model dude, like a model guy. He be doing like some rapping and stuff. His name Don Benjamin. I'm out with Don Benjamin. And the club we ended up going to, Busta Rhymes in there. So it was a little lawyer guy that was with us. And the little lawyer guy we was with, you know, was a gay dude. Super cool. Feel me, good guy. Bro, Busta Rhymes wanted him in his section so bad. Like, what? Pulled him to the section, like through the rope, and tucked him off in the corner. So I'm looking like, well, he ain't come with us. Well, I know he was in the little group. So if I go out with somebody, like a group of people, I try to make sure everybody get there together and leave together.
Recently, Meek Mill has also started making headlines for his alleged connection to Diddy. Reports suggest that Meek Mill was secretly involved with Diddy, and this relationship is being brought to light due to Meek Mill being named in Lil Rod's lawsuit. It is claimed that their relationship began in the early 2000s after Diddy took Meek Mill shopping, and they started spending time together after that.
Come on. I had Jack and Sean. Basically, she would investigate probably what the Jackie had like 15 pounds, had a food and drugs. Well, he was playing like, okay, that's fine. Okay, how do I know it? Yeah, that's what I was. How do you?
Gandeal has also commented on the situation, stating that people in Philadelphia are aware of Meek Mill's connection to Diddy. Allegedly, Meek Mill entered into a relationship with Diddy to help further his career. It is claimed that the entertainment industry often operates on the exchange of favors, with figures like Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Danny Masterson, and R. Kelly reportedly using this approach. According to some, Diddy also used similar tactics with his artists. Usher, for example, is said to have become successful because he followed Diddy's guidance and requests.
Going back to the lawsuits, one of those plaintiffs that has sued Combs was Rodney Little Rod Jones, a music producer who apparently worked with Combs on his latest album called Love. Jones says he lived with Combs for a year and witnessed what he claimed was not only debauchery, but also illegal activity. In his lawsuit, Jones named some very well-known celebrities, like Cuba Gooding Jr., who he claims actually assaulted him on a yacht that Combs had rented for a holiday cruise in 2022. Other celebrities' names are redacted from the suit. For example, the lawsuit reads, quote, rapper redacted on Mr. Combs' yacht, sorting with underage girls, sex workers. Then in a footnote it says, he is a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. Now, based on that, online sleuths quickly deduced that that suit was likely talking about Meek Mill. He dated Nicki Minaj for a couple of years between 2015 and 2017, and he was her opening act on a world tour. Once people decided that the lawsuit was referring to Meek Mill, these rumors started to circulate about his possible involvement or participation in Combs' activities. Meek Mill himself has been vocal about his name being brought up alongside allegations of abuse, drug use, sex with underage girls. He has claimed online that his success in the industry, as well as his work to reform the criminal justice system, has made him a target. Meek Mill is very active on X, formerly Twitter. He has voiced his thoughts about the lawsuit as well as the rumors. In September, he tweeted, quote, "From the streets of Philly to becoming a millionaire, to helping reform the system, to bridging a gap of billionaires, to interacting with a rap culture that results in success. It's a lot of people hating on me on the low. They don't play with guns, they do campaigns." And he also tweeted several times about the rumors surrounding his sexuality. For example, one tweet reads, "I have the right to say I ain't gay, and I'll trash anybody that play with my manhood, LOL." Then earlier this week, he put an offer on the table, a $100,000 reward for anyone who can figure out how he got named in Rodney Jones' lawsuit in the first place. He tweeted, "I want to hire an investigative team, $100K cash, to find out every specific detail involving Meek Mill name to Diddy case. I also want them to look at who is powering the media involving Meek, anything to do with Buddy." And then in quotes, "something not right." And then he followed that up minutes later with, "The streets know what's up with me. That's not the case. We're talking about business side, somebody powering these bad campaigns with Meek Mill. Again, I got $100K for a thorough investigation of what's powering and how exactly my name."
Tapes of alleged encounters involving Diddy are reportedly circulating on the internet and have allegedly been handed over to the FBI. Courtney Burgess, a man closely associated with Diddy and his ex-wife Kim Porter, has come forward and testified in front of a grand jury. Courtney claims that Kim Porter gave him tapes related to Diddy's private activities, as well as her memoir. This memoir is said to contain detailed descriptions of Diddy's operations, and it has now been submitted to the FBI.
Well, he said a Philly rapper. You understand? And it was redacted in the paperwork to that, because first of all, it had Meek Mills, it had Stevie J, they had redacted their names, and they had Usher, and they redacted their names and just said a performer of the Super Bowl and a Philly rapper. Everybody kind of knew back in the day that Meek Mills and Puff was a little too friendly. Anytime two rappers or two people in the industry come dressed up alike on more than one occasion, listen here, man. My dudes in Philly, I got some real strong dudes in Philly. They don't play that shit. And they probably embarrassed for the fact to see that Meek Mills, one of the street guys that came out of there, got caught up in this Hollywood, whereas that he's dressing the same. He dressing like Diddy, hooked up with Diddy. I think that Lil Rod know a lot of shit, but I know this. Two men dress alike, it's like two men laying down.
New allegations from musician Tanya Wallace have added another layer of controversy to the case against Sean Diddy Combs. In the documentary TMZ Presents, The Downfall of Diddy, Inside the Freak-Offs, Wallace recalled attending a 2018 party hosted by Diddy, where she claims to have witnessed minors being mistreated by a group of adults. Allegedly, Harvey Levin, the founder of TMZ, has seen tapes that support Tanya's claims.
This memoir has detailed descriptions of how Diddy was carrying out his operation, and this has now been handed over to the FBI.
And those statements include descriptions of what the witness says he saw on those tapes. So I asked him about that, and he answered what he could, given the limitations imposed on him after testifying before the grand jury. Out of those 8 videos, 8 celebrities, 6 men and 2 women, how many of those 8 celebrities were close to being underage or potentially underage?
2 males.
2 males. And of those 8 celebrities, how many of them were intoxicated or under the influence of drugs?
This is going to be all speculation. I just want to preface it by he wouldn't know
Appeared
if
to be.
were. Right.
Sure.
Appeared.
Let me rephrase
right.
it.
Based on, yes.
Understand. Out of the 8 celebrities who were recorded having intimate relations with Sean Combs, how many of them appear to be either inebriated or intoxicated or under the influence?
All of them. All of them.
Out of those 8, how many appear to be potentially victimized? How many might have been victimizing?
I think, Paul. To be honest. Paul.
Were victims
They
or
victims.
were perpetrating?
Victims.
They were all 8 were victimized,
Yeah.
meaning this was happening to them and they were inebriated.
Right. Not knowing, I guess, how much proof it was and what they was doing.
I want to start with Tania Wallace, who claims she's been at Freak Off and said she saw children, and it was hard for her to say it.
It was very hard for her to say it, Ashley. So what she said was that she was flown out from L.A. to Miami by the Saudi prince. And they ended up eventually on Star Island at one of Diddy's parties. She says, you know, among many other things, I mean, she goes into detail. This, she says, happened in 2018. She says that she walked into the house and there was a cluster of adults around what she described as little people. And they were dressed up as Japanese Barbies. I forgot the name. It's Eric something. You can help me out here. It's a certain anyway.
I know the name, but I've forgotten it. But go ahead.
So she explained that that they were just clustered around these little people, and I kept pushing her, and she eventually said, "Look, they are little people who should not be at an adult party." And I pushed her, and it was apparent what she was saying is they were minors. Now, she didn't see anything specific that was going on with them other than that adults were kind of huddled around them. But she told a wild story about what was going on at the house. Even at 7 in the morning, this thing apparently raged all night long.
You know, it's amazing. TMZ always gets such great scoops, and this one might be one of your best as well. You got a hold of one of the Freak Off tapes. Your producers have seen it. The description is, and I'll quote, "It's porn directed by Diddy himself." And a male sex worker really sort of walked through what happened in the experiences that he had. They didn't sound illegal, but they sure seem to comport with a lot of the other stories that have been told.
Yeah. So the this was a threesome. What you would ask me about earlier about Tania Wallace, she said there were more than 100 people at that party, including at least 4 celebrities. But this, what you're talking about now, was a threesome, and that's something that the U.S. attorney even referenced, and his lawyer in an earlier documentary we did. He was describing threesomes. He says it was all consensual. So yes, what we're told is that this male sex worker was flown out to various locations over a couple of years: Miami, New York, Los Angeles, and one other. And they would meet in hotel rooms, and Diddy would often watch as he would have sex with this woman who was associated with Diddy. So that seems to be what the feds are looking at right now in terms of alleged sex trafficking, if they are transporting somebody and perhaps paying them to cross state lines. That could end up being part of sex trafficking. We know that this guy got a subpoena, and he ended up not testifying before the grand jury, but talking to prosecutors, and we're told that he left that tape.
This could really go one of two ways. This might be an isolated one-off case that he has to defend, or potentially it could be a Me-Too type situation where other victims come forward. Obviously, we saw that with Diddy and Cassie Ventura. So the coming days and weeks are really going to be telling. And Tony Busby says
there's more than 100, maybe up to 300 victims he's representing. So it's interesting to see that many of them also named Jay-Z.
And Nima, if such a high-profile name like Jay-Z has come out, could more celebrity names be tied to these lawsuits? What do you think we can expect?
No question. It's interesting to be the first celebrity domino, and Jay-Z was unmasked as celebrity A, but let's not forget there's a celebrity B in that same lawsuit that allegedly witnessed a sexual assault, a female celebrity. And there was someone who went on CNN earlier this week and said that his sexual assault was witnessed by another celebrity as well. So I think we're going to see more celebrity names identified very soon.
All right, Nima Rani, thank you so much for joining us. As you said, this is one that has entered the court of public opinion. It's nice to have your actual legal advice on this one.
Going back to the lawsuits, one of those plaintiffs that has sued Combs was Rodney Little Rod Jones, a music producer who apparently worked with Combs on his latest album called Love. Jones says he lived with Combs for a year, witnessed what he claimed was not only debauchery, but also illegal activity. In his lawsuit, Jones named some very well-known celebrities, like Cuba Gooding Jr., who he claims actually assaulted him on a yacht that Combs had rented for a holiday cruise in 2022. Other celebrities' names are redacted from the suit. For example, the lawsuit reads, quote, rapper redacted on Mr. Combs' yacht sorting with underage girls, sex workers. Then in a footnote it says, he is a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. Now, based on that, online sleuths quickly deduced that that suit was likely talking about Meek Mill. He dated Nicki Minaj for a couple of years between 2015 and 2017, and he was her opening act on a world tour. Once people decided that the lawsuit was referring to Meek Mill, these rumors started to circulate about his possible involvement or participation in Combs' activities. Meek Mill himself has been vocal about his name being brought up alongside allegations of abuse, drug use, sex with underage girls. He has claimed online that his success in the industry, as well as his work to reform the criminal justice system, has made him a target. Meek Mill is very active on X, formerly Twitter. He has voiced his thoughts about the lawsuit as well as the rumors. In September, he tweeted, quote, from the streets of Philly to becoming a millionaire, to helping reform the system, to bridging a gap of billionaires, to interacting with the rap culture that results in success. It's a lot of people hating on me on the low. They don't play with guns, they do campaigns. And he also tweeted several times about the rumors surrounding his sexuality. For example, one tweet reads, I have the right to say I ain't gay, and I'll trash anybody that play with my manhood, LOL. Then earlier this week, he put an offer on the table, a $100,000 reward for anyone who could figure out how he got named in Rodney Jones' lawsuit in the first place. He tweeted, I want to hire an investigative team $100K cash to find out every specific detail involving Meek Mill named to Diddy case. I also want them to look at who is powering the media involving Meek, anything to do with Buddy. And then in quotes, something not right. And then he followed that up minutes later with, the streets know what's up with me. That's not the case. We're talking about business side, somebody powering these bad campaigns with Meek Mill. Again, I got $100K for a thorough investigation of what's powering and how exactly my name